Hello, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me? All right, you can hear me now. Okay, good. So what I was asking you to do now to evaluate what we have there, I want us to also do something over there. So don't let me be the only person that will be doing the evaluation. So what's the answer to that? 22 times 3 times 8 divided by 7. Yes, if you have your answer, you can drop that in the comment section. Let me see what you have. Yes, right? Since you can hear me now, yes, what's the answer? Okay, I don't know if you can hear me now. What you are supposed to have when you multiply everything here, you have 528 over 7. All right, so that is what you're supposed to have. So now 7 goes in 52. That is what? That's 7. Because 7 times 7 is 49. So that means you are left with 3. Okay, so you are left with 3. Okay, is it 3 or 5 in 52, 49? Okay, that's 3, truly. So now, how many 7 are you going to see in that? That is 5. Okay, that's 5. It's going to remain what? That's 3. It will remain 3. So you put 0 there. So how many 7 are you going to see in 30? That is 4. Okay, it remain 2. That's 20. How many 7 are you seeing in 20? So that's 2. So, and so on. So now let's stop here. Let's stop here because the question asks us to express our answer correct to 3 SF. So you just count 1, 2, 3. So, so therefore, the total surface area here now is going to be what? 50. Total surface area or final answer is going to be 75.42 centimeters. You get that? Square. So that is the answer to the problem. All right, so I hope you understand that. So now the next thing is to find the volume of the cone. Let's find the volume of the cone. What's the volume? Yes, I want to believe you can hear me. I hope you can hear me clearly. All right, thank you. Thank you. Amalara, thank you. So I hope every one of you can hear me clearly. All right. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's move on. We want to calculate the volume of the cone. We have volume of cone is going to be 1 over 3 by r squared h. All right. So that's the formula for calculating volume of the cone. So now, and that gives you 1 over 3 times 22 over 7 times your radius here. That's 3. So we have 3 times 3 times what's the height? Now the height is 4. So that's what we have. So now let's see. Now this one will have cancelled these 3 here. All right. So what we have here now is going to be 22 times 3 times 4 over 7. Okay. So what do we have? Can you evaluate that? And that's the same thing as saying 666 times 4 over 7. So what do we have? All right. So that is what we have 4 over 7. Okay. All right. So now, can we divide now? So how many 7 are you going to see in 26? So what do you have? You have 3. Okay. So you are left with what? 5. So 5. You put that 5 beside 4. So how many 7 are you going to see in 54? That's how many? So is that 7? That's 7. So that means we are left with 50. So how many 7 are you going to see? You are left with 5. So you put 0 at the back of it. So we have 50. How many 7 are you going to see in 50? So that's still 7. Okay. So it remains 10, right? 1. So you put 0 at the back of. So that's 1 and so on. So, but you have to express your answer correct to 3SF. All right. So your answer should be in 3SF. So that means the answer to this now is what? The volume is 37.71 centimeter cube. So this is the answer to the third part of the question. All right, so I want to believe you guys understand the explanation. So if you have any question based on what you have done, so please let me know. You can drop that in the comment section before I proceed to the next question. All right, anybody? Anyone? Thank you, Divine. Anyone? Anyone? Any question? Okay, so there's no question, so let's move down to the next thing here. So please don't forget, as you are joining the class, make sure you say hi, and also ensure you tap the like button. If you are new on this channel, ensure you subscribe. Okay, this is another question. A solid cylinder with base radius 3.5 centimeter has a total surface area of 341 centimeters square. So calculate its height. All right, so this is another question. Okay, so we are solving the question together now, but I want you to go through the question and see if you can do something before we solve the problem. So the best way to do mathematics is to also make an attempt. You make an attempt, you try and ruminate over the question before the question is being solved. That's the best way to learn mathematics. All right? Okay, so now let's move on. Yes, let's look at the question. A solid cylinder with base radius 3.5 centimeter has a total surface area of 341 centimeters square. So calculate its height. Now, can we sketch the diagram? Let's see the way it looks like. Now, the question is talking about a solid cylinder. Okay. A solid cylinder with a base radius of 3.5. So we have 3.5 centimeter as the radius. Okay, so it has a total surface area. We have been given total surface area to be what? 341. centimeter square. Now you have to calculate the height. So we want to get the height. We want to get the height h. So how do we go about it? Now, you see, what comes to mind now is I should write out the formula for calculating total surface area of a cylinder. So that's it. Okay, so total surface area of a cylinder. So now let me write out the formula. So what does it say? We have total surface area. Total surface area is the curved surface area, that is pi 2 pi r h plus the two sides, the two circles. Okay, that's going to be 2 pi r squared. All right, so this is the formula for calculating total surface area of a cylinder. All right, so now can we go ahead and plug in the values given? All right, so but before I do that, let me try and tidy up this. But since I know total surface area, so I can just write 341 equals to, let me factor out 2 pi r. So I'll be left with what? H plus r. You get that now? So 2 pi r is here, so you factor that out. 2 pi r is here, you are left with. So you have that. Okay, so now let's evaluate. So we have 341 equals to 2 times 22 over 7 times r. What is the radius? Radius is 3.5. So we have 3.5. Okay, so times, we have h. What is the height? That's what we are looking for. Plus 3.5. I hope you understand that. All right, so let's look at it now. 3.5 goes here 1. 3.5 goes here is 2. 2 goes here 1. 2 goes here 1. So what we are left with now is 341 equals to 22 times h plus 3.5. Right? So the next thing is to divide both sides by the coefficient of what we have in the bracket here. So we have 341 over 22 equals to 4 plus 3.5. You get that now? So now let's see, how do we simplify this? Let's see, 11 goes here is 2. Okay, so 11 goes in 34, that is 3. It will remain 1. 11 goes in 11, that's 1. So that means we have 31 over 2 equals to h plus 3.5. All right, so and when you divide this one is the same thing as what? Same thing as 15.5, because this is 15 and a half. So when you divide 30, 1 by 2, so you have 15 and a half, that's 15.5. So equals to 5 plus 3.5. So let's subtract 3.5 from both sides. So we have 15.5 minus 3.5 equals to h. So therefore, h equals to 12 centimeters. So this is going to be the height of the cylinder. I hope you understand that. So that's how to solve that problem. So any question based on what we just did now? If you have any question, any observation, please drop that in the comment section before we proceed to something else. Anyone, any question? Okay. All right, so if we don't have any question, now let's look at another one. All right, so this is the next question. Yes, I want us to look at the question and let's see. Let's examine the question. Let's digest the question. Okay, so now two tanks A and B contain 300 liters and 800 liters of water respectively. So if 3x liters is drawn from B and X is added to A, and then B contains twice as much as A. So you have to find the value of X, the quantity of water each tank have now. So that's the question. So now, I hope we all understand the question. Now let's see, how do we solve this problem? Now let's analyze it one after the other. So we have two tanks. We have tank A and tank B. We have tank A and tank B. Okay, so now 300 liters is inside tank A. So we have 300 liters here. And in B, we have 800 liters. I hope you understand that, because the question says A and B contain 300 liters and 800 liters of water respectively. Do you understand? Respectively means 300 for A and 800 for B, in that order. So now, the question now go further. If 3x liters is drawn from B, that is from this B, 3x is drawn. When we say drawn, it means you take away. So you take away what? 3x. When you take away 3x from B, okay, and x is added to A, and you now add x to this, to the volume of water in tank A, then B contains twice as much as A. Okay, can we now write this now? This is what we need now. This statement. Now, when this one is done, now the question now says that B contains twice as much as A. That is, B equals to 2 times A. That's the meaning of that statement. B contains twice as much as A. That is, B equals to 2 times A. Do you understand now? B equals to 2 times A. All right. Now, the volume of water in B is what? 800 minus 3x, okay, equals to 2 of the volume of water in A. That's 300 plus x. All right. So the question now says we should find the value of x. Can we do that? All right. So we have 800 minus 3x equals to 600 plus 2x. All right, so we have negative 3x. Let's transpose this. We have negative 2x equals to 600. Let's transpose 800. We have negative 800. So this one gives you what? Negative 5x equals to negative 200. You get that? Okay, so now we have x equals to negative 200 over negative 5. When you divide both sides by negative 5, so we now have x equals to what? Negative cancel negative. 5 goes in 200 is 40. So that means the value of x is 40 in this case. So we have x is 40. So we have 40. So I hope we all understand that. Okay, good. So now the question now says you have to find the quantity of water each tank have now. That is, after this have been done. So what is going to be the quantity of water in A and quantity of water in B? So I want you to try that and tell me what's going to be the quantity of water in A and quantity of water in B. So yes, try that and drop your answer in the comment section. Quantity of water in A and quantity of water in B. based on the question we have here. Yes, if you have your answer, I want you to drop that in the comment section. So I'm giving you like 10 seconds to do that. Yes, once you have your answer, you drop that in the comment section. Drop your answer in the comment section. What is now the volume of water in A and in B? Yes, anyone. The question is so simple, you don't need to use the whole time to get the answer. Yes, do you have anyone dropping the answer? Okay, nobody is dropping. It's so simple. It seems some of us are not getting what the question is saying. The quantity of water in each of the tank. Now, what we have in tank A is this now. So that means volume of water in A is 300 plus X. That is 300 plus 40. And that gives you 340 liters. That's what you have. That's the volume of water in tank A. So let us look at tank B. Tank B, what is the volume of water that we have in tank B? All right, so just plug in the value of X into B here and let's see what we have. Okay, so we have volume of water, volume of water in B now equals to 800 minus 3x, and that's 800 minus 3 times 40. That is 800 minus what? 120. That is what, when you subtract, you have 680 liters. All right. So that is the answer to that problem. So I hope you all understand that. Any question, any observation based on what we just did now? So if you have any question, any observation based on what we did, please drop your question in the comment section. Okay, so now can we look at another question? Let's look at another question. Okay, now let's look at another question here. An open rectangular tank is made of a steel of area 1,440 centimeters square. its length is twice its width. If the depth is twice the width, its length is twice the width. If the depth is 4 meters less, 4 centimeters less. All right, so that's the next question. Okay, so now let's look at the problem here. Now, an open rectangular tank is made up of a steel plate of area 1,440 centimeters square. Its length is twice its width. If the depth of the tank is 4 centimeters less than its width, find its length. Find its length. Now, when you look at the question, now you can see the question says open rectangular tank. So the word open is very, very important. We have to put our attention to that. So let us sketch the diagram. So it's like this. Okay, so it's going to have a shape of a cuboid. Right. So everywhere is closed except the top here. So in the question, we are told now that the length is twice its width. So now let's say let the width be equals to W. So if the width is W, so what's going to be the length? So length will be 2 times W, because the question says its length is twice its width. Okay, so now what of its depth? So we can represent that with H, the depth. The depth. If the depth of the tank is 4 centimeters less than its width, 4 centimeters less than its width, that means you have to take away 4 centimeters from width. Okay, so if it is 4 centimeters less, that means you reduce it by 4. So now the depth now is the width minus 4. I hope you understand. So our width is W, our length is 2W, and our depth is W minus 4. I hope you understand that. Now, can we put that in the diagram? So now this side here, that's the depth. That's 4, or W minus 4. Okay. So what of the length here? The length here is 2W. Okay. So now the breadth here, or the width, that is W. All right. So when you look at the question, we are given the area of this. Okay. Now, you know, in this question now, because it's an open rectangular tank. So there will not be anything here at the top here. So we only have the bottom closed, the two sides, and the other side closed. Do you understand now? So this outer part, the upper one, will be open down. So now what we are going to do now to get the total, we have to find its length. Now, and we have been given the area. So now let us write the formula for calculating the total area, total surface area. Total surface area, but don't forget to exclude the upper one because it's open. All right, now let's first look at the side here and this side here. Okay, this side here, the inner part and this, they are the same thing. So let's find the area of that. So what's going to be the area of that? So we have, let's call that area 1, area 1. Okay, there are 2, so I have to put that 2 times area of this. We have length times breadth. So this is the depth is the same thing as your breadth. So because this one is just a rectangle. Can you see that? Rectangle. So this is the length, 2w. The depth is the same thing as the breadth. Okay, so I have 2w times w minus 4. I hope you understand that. So since we have 2 of this area here, so that's why I have to put 2 here. You understand? All right, now let's look at the second area. The second area is this side and this other side. They are the same thing. So now, how do I get the area? Because there are 2, so I'll first write 2. So 2 times. Now look at it. This times this. That is the width times the depth. That's w here times w minus 4. So w times w minus 4. Okay, I hope you understand that. Now, the third one is the base, this base. So look at it now. This is going to be the length times breadth. Now, the length here is 2w, and the breadth is the same thing as your width here, in this case here now. Okay, so we have just one of it. So I don't need to write 2 now. So it's going to be 2w times w. You understand now? That is this length times this breadth. You get that? All right. So now to get the total surface area, so you had the 3 areas together. Okay, and you equate that to 1,440. Do you understand that? Okay, so now let's do that now. All right. Let's use it. Okay, so let's add the areas together. We have the first one. We have 2 times 2w times w minus 4, okay, plus area 2 times w minus 4, okay, and the last one will be 2w square, okay. W times w is w squared. So everything equals to 1,440. Okay, now let's evaluate what we have here. So yes, I can just divide through by 2. If I divide through by 2, so the 2 cancel this, it cancel this, it also cancel this, it cancel this. That is so I'll be having 2w times w minus 4 plus w times w minus 4 plus w squared equals to 7 what divided by 720. Okay, You get that now? That's going to give you 720. So now let us open the brackets. So when you multiply, you have 2w squared, 2w times negative 4. That gives you negative 8w. Okay? So now let's do this now. W times w, you have plus w squared. Now w times negative 4, you have negative 4w, okay, plus w squared equals to 720. So what do we do next? We try and see this. Let's add the ones that have squares together. Look at it. We have this plus 2w squared plus 1w squared, making 3w squared, making 4w squared. So we have 4w squared. Now let's add this and this together. Gives us negative 12w, negative 12w equals to 720. Okay, so what's the next thing to do? Can we see we can divide through by 4? So if we divide through by 4, what do we have? So 4 goes here is w squared. 4 goes here is going to give you negative 3w. Now when you divide this by 4, 4 divided by 7, you have what? You have 1. It remains 3. So in 32, how many 4 do you have in 32? Is that 8? Okay, so that's going to give you 8. Put 0. So that is it. So then you now have w squared negative 3w negative, you transpose 180, negative 180 equals to 0. All right, so the next thing is to look for two numbers such that when you multiply it, will give you the sum. The sum here is negative 3, while the product is negative 180. So we need two numbers such that when multiplied together, you have negative 180. When you add together, you have negative 3. So if you know the answer, drop that in the comment section. The two numbers, when you multiply together, you have this. When you add together, you have this. All right, so if you do it rightly, you should be having a negative 15 and plus 12. All right, so now I'm now going to change this equation to w squared negative 15w plus 12w negative 180 equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. All right, so here you can factor out w. So we have w, and you are left with w minus 15. Here what's common? That's plus 12. We have w minus 15 equals to 0. All right, so you can factor out w minus 15. We have w minus 15 times w plus 12 equals to 0. All right, so we have w minus 15 equals to 0, or w plus 12 equals to 0. So you can get w now. So w equals to 15, or w equals to negative 12. Don't forget, w is taken to be the width of the rectangular tank. All right, so it cannot be negative, right? So that means w is not negative 12. W is therefore width is 15 centimeter. But don't forget, the question wants you to get the length, find its length. And we have been told that length is what? Its length is twice its width. So what is going to be the length now? So we just multiply the width by 2. Okay, so and what do you have when you do that? So when you do that, you have length equals to 2 times W, that's 2 times 15, and that is what? That's 30 centimeters. So that is the answer to the problem. All right, so any question based on what we just did now? Any observation? Yes, I want you to drop that in the comment section if you have any question, any observation based on what we have done. All right, okay. All right, wonderful students. If there's no question, no observation, so I want to appreciate every one of you, those of you that started with me from the beginning of the class, all right, till now. So I appreciate you. And those of you that are joining this class for the first time, you are especially welcome to this platform. And don't forget, if you want more of this, you have to subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I'm on here, all right? So if you love what we are doing here, ensure you tap the like button, all right? And don't forget to invite your friends, let them know about this class. So I want to appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much. Keep solving. I love you guys. Bye-bye.